What's going on, Flyers fans? It's your boy Sal G here with another edition of Clear the Ice right here on It's a Rap Network. And please make sure you throw up a like for your boy and share and subscribe to It's a Rap channel on YouTube. You can see it on the banner there down below on the bottom of the screen. Really appreciate it. We'll make sure we get this great content out to you, your family, your friends, your enemies, people you don't like, people you do like, everyone. Why not? Not a good day, not a good night, guys. The Flyers got smoked by a very good Carolina Hurricanes team. They are also known as the Flyers South because so many ex-Flyers have are down there in Carolina. You have Justin Williams there in the front office. You have Rod Brindamore, my personal favorite Flyer of all time. I always loved Rod, his gritty style of play. Looked like, when he used to play, his nose was broken about 7 times. Might have got it fixed. I saw him. I saw him now. With the suit on, looking good. He got just got a little gray strip of hair right in the front. I don't know if he dyes the rest there, if that's just the way it turned out. But Rod's looking good. He's coaching very well for that team. Carolina's a force, and ever since Brindamore's been coaching, we've been there several years now. They've been a great team. They've been a great team. They won a Stanley Cup. They are a great team this year. They have ex-Flyers Ghost and Sean Walker there on defense. And it looks like they haven't missed a beat from how they were last year. With the win tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes are now 14-4, one of the top teams in the NHL, one of the top teams in the division. Tough game for the Fly guys. They hung with Carolina for a while until Carolina just broke it open in the third period. The way they play, they're a force. That they're forechecking bodies into the boards. I mean, they are the team I want the Flyers to be. I mean, they just dominate. They dominate in the offensive zone. They don't let up a lot of shots. I mean, man, what shots on goal in this game? What the Flyers only ended up with 19 for the entire game. That's terrible. They had 4 shots in the third period, 5 shots in the second period. Guess what? It's not going to get it done against this team. Well, Carolina, like I said, they broke it open in the third period, ripped off 17 shots on goal, 3 goals in that third period, and just wrecked the team. And the Flyers fans were booing, rightfully so. I mean, they're disappointed with the performance there at the end. It's a crappy game that if you're there as a fan, you have to watch. You just watch this team get destroyed. And, unfortunately, the next game in the homestand for the Flyers, this is game 3 of their 5-game homestand. Saturday night, they have Chicago coming to town. Chicago, and they're a pretty good team. They got that Connor Bedard, who's a pretty good player, I heard. Pretty good player. So let's checking out the comments here. Barbara, how are you? Saying Sal, it's 1 step forward and 3 steps backwards with this team. Yeah, I know. It's a frustrating loss. I mean, unfortunately, the Flyers got outplayed on every facet of the game tonight. Not much they could do. Back under 500 again. Grr. Yeah, I share that grr with you. So, welcome to another edition of Flyers Therapy Session. I'm your host, Sal G. Try and get you through tonight here. All right. So, Barbara's saying Chicago's not good. All right. So, they just have the stud player then. So, hopefully that's another win. We can get that win on Saturday. Flyers get a couple days off, much needed. They can regroup, try and figure out, what went wrong or what they need to do better. Watch that tape and go at it again on Saturday. It's the second matchup for the teams, for the Carolina Hurricanes and the Flyers this season. They played down in Carolina a couple weeks back. They lost the close one there. That was a tough game. But unfortunately, well, I would say fortunately, the Flyers kept one hot player off the boards tonight. They kept off the score sheet. They kept Marty Necas, who's been a house of fire. He had 4 shots on goal tonight, but none of them went through. Didn't get any points in this game. He came into the game with a 13-game point streak, and that got shut out today. Unfortunately, the Hurricanes have other players that can do damage. But Necas coming into this game, he had 10 goals and 17 assists during that 13-game point streak. That's 27 points. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah. 27 points, 30 points overall in the 17-game season. So he's playing like his hair is on fire. Marty Necas, Flyers stopped him. Fortunately, couldn't stop anyone else. The Flyers in their last 7 games are 4-2-1. So Barber and Flyers fans, hey, over the last week, over the last 7 games or so, it's still doing okay. I know it wasn't a good win tonight. I got to find the silver linings, right? Uh, it's going to be a tough season. But man, Carolina started off scoring real quick in this game. 30 seconds into the game, Kane's goal. Martinuk with a tip in, turnover by Scott Lawton. Several people were in front of the net. Unfortunately, several people there. And that's one thing I want the Flyers to do. How come the Flyers can't get guys in the middle of the net to obstruct the goalie's vision, to get in the way? I just don't see it. I guess maybe it's a size thing. I don't know. I just wish the Flyers can just play in the middle of the field, the middle of the ice there, you know, get in the goalie's way, and the players take shots at net, and maybe something happens. You get tip-ins, or the goalie just can't see it and it goes in. But that's what happened here. You had several people in front of the net. Fedotov couldn't do anything about that. Jalen Chatfield, William Carrier with the assist. And then 2:47 into the first, we had Carolina's first power play. And Carolina, like I said, they're kicking butt in every facet of the game. They're running on all cylinders right now. Their power play is 8th in the NHL, 23.7%. Luckily, the Hurricanes didn't do any damage on the power play that time. Flyers came right back with their own power play. They got a cross check on Shavenikov, and it was 4-on-4 hockey for a minute. Unfortunately, Flyers couldn't do anything there. Fedotov was playing pretty good hockey. I mean, he made some great saves. He made a great save, I noticed, in the first period. He robbed Carolina of a goal. In the second period, he was awesome as well. Third period kind of unraveled. You know, uh, is it his fault? Is it the defense's fault? You guys make the call. But he was standing on his head in the first 2 periods, especially the second period where Carolina was really coming at him. And you know what? Maybe he didn't have that bad of a game, because I'm just looking online here and he's listed as a third star of the game. So I don't know if I would have gave him that, but my man Fedotov did face 37 shots in this one, and he saved 33. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's a high volume night for a hockey goalie there. 37 shots on goal. Flyers pretty much they got half that, 19 shots on goal, with only one going in. So Flyers had a power play, and penalty kill for Carolina is pretty darn good too. It's 5th in the NHL at 85.2%. Flyers couldn't do anything there. Flyers had another power play late in the first period, 1939, that carried over into the second period, and they couldn't do anything there. 10 shots on goal for the Flyers, 10 for Carolina. It was tied at 10 apiece going into the second period. And in the second period, we know is a problem for the Flyers. It wasn't a problem in this game, though. It was the third period that was the problem. But coming into the game, minus 17 goal differential. That's the worst in the NHL for the second period of play. Also worse than the NHL for the Flyers. 30 goals given up in the second period. Yep, the worst. But I did notice in this period there was lots of action going back and forth. You had back and forth with minimal stoppages of play. Fedotov was making tons of saves, staying busy. Just gonna say ping pong action going back and forth. Flyers only had 5 shots on goal. Carolina had 10. But Carolina didn't do anything in this period with those shots. The Flyers did come back to score a goal. 2 minutes and 13 seconds in. Flyers goal. Ryan Paling with his first of the year crosses the blue line and shoots in the middle of the faceoff circles and beats the goalie glove side. So it was nice for him to get on the board for the year. Finally, we need you. We need centers to play well for the Flyers. It's been a problem. Center play for the Flyers has been a big problem. While Ryan Paling, that's his first goal, he does lead off forwards with blocked shots. So he does contribute in his own way, I guess. Tied the game up, one apiece. Fedotov, he gave up again, showed us an old school two-pad stack in this one. Stack those pads for a save. One thing I noticed, Fedotov needs to work on his puck handling, especially behind the net. A couple times he had some shaky transfers that Carolina almost intercepted. That could have been some big problems there if Carolina would have intercepted the puck. While Fedotov's out of the goal, there could have been easy shots there, easy shots on goal, easy goals for Carolina, and look for other teams to exploit that. They're going to look at that, I'm sure. So Fedotov needs to clean that up. Third period, 1:03 into the period. Sebastian Aho. Goal slipped and leaked through Fedotov's legs. It was like in slow motion, just crossing the line. Put Carolina up 2-1. I mentioned the Flyers shots on goal for the second and third period. Not good. 4 shots on goal in the period. Carolina had 17 shots on goal. And when you get that many shots on goal, some of them are going to go in. That one went in the third period. 6 minutes and 2 seconds in, Jordan Stahl had a tip deflection into the net. It was a slap shot by Orloff, I believe. And Jordan Stahl just tipped that in. The shot was wide, but Stahl made a nice play to deflect with his stick, and Fedotov couldn't do anything about that. 6:57 in. Just 55 seconds later, another goal for Carolina. Jack Roslovich with a snapshot. Aho had the assist there. He's the player of the game, Sebastian Aho. He had himself a nice game. He got himself, and I'm not seeing him on the score sheet. He got himself 2 points, a goal and an assist, 3 shots on goal. But Roslovich with a nifty move to fake out Fedotov, caught him off guard. Fedotov made the move, and then he got around him. Roslovich did and dumped it in for the third goal of the game. So that was, the fourth goal of the game. That's the fourth goal. And that was the end for the Flyers. 4-1. Couldn't do anything about it. But, let's just talk about how good the Hurricanes are right now. Coming into the game, averaging 4 goals per game. And they got another 4 tonight. Tied for third in the NHL. Goals against, 2.41. Tied for third in the NHL. Shots per game, 34 shots shots on goal, 34.1. That's first. A lot of shots. Shots against, 25.4. Third in the NHL. So pretty complete game those Hurricanes are. Second in the NHL in point percentage, .765. And Carolina has won 7 straight games against the Flyers at the Wells Fargo Stadium. Stinks. Not so good, guys. Not so good. And nobody had goals in the power play. Flyers had 3 opportunities. Went 0 for 3. Face-off wins. They had 23 face-offs. Carolina had 29. Carolina had 3 penalties. Flyers had 1. Flyers couldn't capitalize on those power plays at all. Nothing doing here. Score sheet for the Flyers. It's not so good when you score 1 goal. Noah Cates had an assist, and you had Paling with the goal, and you had Sealer with an assist, and that's it. That's it, guys. And we talk about Carolina. They just put pucks on the net and dominate. Domination. Their goalie, Kochekov, he didn't have to do much. 18 of 19. Letting 1 goal, 95% save percentage. Fedotov, 89%. That doesn't seem that good. So I know he got a 3rd star to game online here on the site I'm using to take a look at the box score. But I guess, they try and be fair and unbiased and give it to an opposing member of the other team, give it to an opposing team member there. So I don't know. Not really happy about this game, guys. It wasn't a fun game to cover. Flyers are going to be back at it on Saturday. So just to take a look here, our broadcast show of Clear the Ice. Here's the lineup. There's me right in the middle of the Matty B sandwich. Saturday, Matty B's got on the bump. He's going to be in net covering for us. And let me just tell you about what else we got going on here. The special, Fighting's Final Special on It's a Wrap Network, coming to you live, 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday. This Friday, make sure you check it out. It's the 2024 season review for the Philadelphia Phillies. Talked about what went well, what went wrong, Mets, and what the Phillies can do to get back to the World Series. We're going to mix this team up. We're going to throw the same crap back to you again like they did the past 2 years. So they got to make a change. They got to juggle the lineup a bit here, make some trades, make some moves. All right, guys. That's me. That's it for me tonight. Not much going on. Please make sure, throw up a like for your boy. Throw up a like for Clear the Ice. Throw up a like for It's a Wrap Network. Share and subscribe if you haven't already. It really means a lot to us. We'll talk to you next time. I'm Sal G. Give me a follow. Follow your boy at Sal G Philly on Twitter. We'll talk to you next time, folks. Have a good night, everyone. Peace.